Outstanding. Running down the starting lineups for our game this evening. First for the Kings. Leading off at shortstop, number 7, Zach Robinson. Batting second in center field, number 27, Michael Kulik. Batting third, the second baseman, number 13, Nathan Lapp. Batting cleanup in right field, number 35, Brandon Petrick. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 10, Matthew Fattori. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 38, Jack Hughes. Batting seventh will be the DH, number 40, Peter Longo. Batting eighth, behind the dish, number 31, Joey Sikora. And batting ninth, in left field, number 1, Brandon Prince.
Pick up my pen.
Starting this game for the Kings will be number 20, Luke Hinkle. For the Mammoths, leading off in center field, number 2, James Schaefer. Batting second in left field, number 22, Will Burkholm. Batting third, playing third, number 7, Jordan Nitty. Batting cleanup behind the dish, number 25, Luke Fogel.
I take the Wi-Fi thing.
Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 12, Amir Cornier. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 27, Tim Schuler. Batting seventh in right field, number 3, Dylan Briggs. Batting eighth will be the DH saxophone player, number 37, Jack Saker. And batting ninth at second base, number 6, TJ
Did you play it on the stream?
Yeah.
And finishing his warm-ups right now for the Mammoths, number 1, Luke Foley. Introducing tonight's umpires, out in the field is Dave Perry. Calling balls and strikes for us, Mr. Mike Beal. And now, gentlemen, let's play ball.
Good.
Yep. Nope.
What's this?
The Behringer. Hello and welcome here to Moody Park in Ewing, New Jersey. If you were watching just a couple minutes ago, you would have seen Jack Saker playing the national anthem here for us on this Monday evening. Ben Chadwick joined here by Jack Kemmler for this evening of ECCBL action between the Mercer Mammoths and the South Jersey Kings. On the mound for the Mammoths is Luke Foley, and Zach Robinson is up at the plate, and Robinson is flying that one out to James Schaefer out in center field for out number 1 here on the day. And Jack, I mean, we saw you out there recording and filming a video during that national anthem. How did it sound right on the field? I mean, it sounded incredible from up here.
It's not even better down there. I mean, it's something that I could never do. I mean, I can never pick up a saxophone and play any instrument I can't play. So I'm insanely impressed by the way he played that saxophone.
It was incredible. Michael Kulik is up at the plate, a 208 hitter so far on the summer. He's facing out a 1-1 count. Kulik is going to head into his junior season at Millersville University. This past season, he had a .258 average, 12 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 home run in his sophomore campaign. He's facing off against Luke Foley, who's one of the most used pitchers on this Mammoth team. 22 innings pitched so far on the summer. He's got a full count here on Kulik. In those 22 innings pitched, he's been credited with 2 wins and 1 loss. He's allowed 17 hits and only 6 earned runs. He's walked 18 batters and make that 19 as Kulik takes that one for the 4th ball on the 4-2 count. And the Kings, safe to say they desperately needed this one. They're sitting at 8-13-1. They have lost 9 of their last 10 and 2 straight. So South Jersey has really, really struggled so far this summer. And compare them to the Mammoths, who have now won 3 straight. Off goes Kulik over to second, and he will be safe by a decent margin over there.
Yeah, it's really just been the past 2 weeks of June. Now we're at July 1st, but the last 2 weeks of June, the Kings, that was not their time, especially going 1-9 their last 10 games.
Yeah, they had a 3-game win streak. They beat the Mammoths actually on June 13th, and then swept a doubleheader against the Pocono Timber Rattlers. And like I said, lost 6 straight. Won a game versus the Gens a few days ago, and then lost a couple more after that. So really, really looking for a win here at Moody Park to start off July the right way. Same way they started off June, where they had a 3-1 win over Quakertown on opening day. It's a 2-1 count here on Nathan Lapp. And Lapp is a .263 hitter. The team average for the Kings is .253. So a bit above average here in the black and purple. He's got a 3-1 count. Played in 17 games of the Kings' 22-game season so far. Off goes Kulik over to third. The throw is over. And he is called safe on third base. It was Justin Fogel behind the plate, making the throw over to third, over to Nitty.
Well,
And Kulik was called safe. It definitely was a close one. I'm sure people could have heard the rest of the press box up here, and a bit of a shock in their voices. As Nathan Lapp will also walk. So good start for the Kings. Luke Foley struggling a bit here on the mound. It's another warm weekday afternoon, soon to be evening, here in Ewing, New Jersey. It's runners on the corners. And that one is swung on and just barely fouled. Pedrick is up at the plate with the bat in his hands.
It's a beautiful triad as well. I mean, it's actually very close to sticking that in his glove.
Yeah, Will Barkaw laid out to try and make the grab. Wasn't able to, and lucky that it flew. Lined out foul to the left. Now Pedrick with the 0-1 count. Runners on the corners. Only one out on the board so far here in the top of the first. Couple of failed pickoff attempts from Foley. He's caught 2 runners stealing this entire year. And that one is in there. Had Pedrick dodging out of the way, and then it cuts all the way back in for strike 2 on an 0-2 count. And here is that 0-2 pitch. Swung on by Pedrick right up the middle. Cornier makes a play, a solo double play in play there, and he makes it. Amir Cornier taking things into his own hands, leaving 2 runners stranded in what seemed to be an inevitable run for the Kings to come home. And instead, Amir Cornier has other ideas over there on second base. The shortstop making outs number 2 and 3, and we'll see you in the bottom of the first. Back here, bottom of the first, it's James Schaefer up at the plate out of Yardley, Pennsylvania, the Stony Brook commit. Schaefer, a .296 hitter on the year through 15 games played. And here he is, the 5'8", 150-pound center fielder. Tonight for the Mammoths is staring down a 2-1 count after his teammate and shortstop Amir Cornier just made an unbelievable play to cap off the top of the first and leave 2 runners stranded on the corners.
I mean, those 2 pitches, 2 strikes. I don't know if
They
they're
were
near the
both
zone.
called strikes. It was a 3-0 count. Here's the 3-2. And it's fouled off. On the mound is Luke Hinkle, who has played in 5 games, started 3. Make that 6 games played in 4 starts here on this Monday night now. He's pitched 16 innings, allowed 12 hits, and only 2 earned runs. As that one swung on by Schaefer, and he's going to get down for hit number 1 here for the Mammoths on the full count pitch.
Yeah, he got on by hit. Good job by him to get on to help out his batting average, but he should have been on by walk way early. Right now I'm questioning the home plate umpire's calls.
Yeah, I mean, and the home plate umpire right there, and then we saw over on third base a few shocked voices when Kulik was announced safe on third base when he stole. So here now up at the plate is Will Burkaw. Burkaw is 6 for 12 so far on the 4 games he's played in. So really, really solid start to his summer, and it got off to a late start as well. He just wrapped up his freshman season at Gettysburg College. Off goes Schaefer, and Schaefer might be out at second. He will be. James Schaefer caught stealing the throw over from Joey Socorro. And Joey Socorro is someone who we always mention whenever we see him out there. Always making plays behind the plate. But when he's right up next to it with the bat in his hands, has struggled mightily so far this summer. And it seems to be a case with a lot of the catchers that call Moody Park their home. 3-0 pitch is going to walk Burkaw there over to first.
Ben, that's a dying breed in the new age of baseball is defensive catchers. We haven't really seen an abundance of them. Joey Socorro's being one of them, and he has been outstanding defensively. But like you said, the bat just hasn't been there.
Yeah, you think about the Kings catchers with him and Davis. And then you think about the Generals and then even the Mammoths. I mean, you wonder what it could be. I'm sure it is just a coincidence that they all happen to be catchers and having their struggles so far this summer. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that they probably had the most strenuous job out in the field. I think it's just been a massive coincidence across all these teams.
What is true, the catcher position is most of the time the worst hitter in the lineup, unless you're a rare kind.
Burkaw took off there on Jordan Nitty's 0-2 foul. Nitty through 15 games is a .263 hitter for the Mammoths this summer. He's got 6 RBIs. He's walked 5 times and struck out 8. Could it be 9? And that pitch is going to be low and inside to make it a 1-2 count. And that one's outside, so Nitty fighting back here. Luke Hinkle still on the mound. He's got 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the first. And that one's high, making another full count here in the first inning. Jordan Nitty only 5 walks in 15 games. Off goes Burkaw as he fouls that one off, and Burkaw's 3rd steal attempt at this at-bat will force him to come back to first. The 3 times he's tried to steal a base, every single time Nitty has fouled it off. Here's the full count. It is high, and Nitty will take his base, just his 6th walk on the season.
Number 25, catcher Luke Vogel.
Brings on Luke Fogel, who just wrapped up his spring season at Pitt and is transferring over to Memphis for the 2024 campaign. And Fogel will pop that one up. Fattori is chasing it down, and that ball gets down. Around comes Burkle over to third. Seems to be a lot of miscommunication over there. Brandon Prince probably had the best look at it out in left field. But Fattori was the man chasing it down and presumably calling for it. And the ball gets down. He'll be awarded the hit. That is Fogel. On the pop fly into shallow left field. On comes Amir Cornier. Bases loaded, just one out to show for it. Cornier, a .253 hitter, has played in nearly every single game for the Mammoths. He's missed just one. 21 games played. Grounds that one off to the left. The double play possibly being made, and it will be. Fattori making the grab, stepping on third, making the throw over to Hughes on first. And just like that, 5 runners are left stranded here in the first inning. And with that, the score remains as it did about 20 minutes ago when we started this game. All nothing heading into the second. So a lot going on in the first inning here between the Mammoths and the Kings. As I mentioned at the end of the first, there were 5 runners left stranded, 3 in the bottom, bases loaded with 1 out. And the 5-3 double play puts an end to the inning. Up at the plate here is Matt Fattori, who fouled that one off. He's got a 1-1 count. Facing off against Fogel once again. The 1-1 is low. Fattori only 2 walks on a season compared to 8 strikeouts in just the 6 games he's played in. Averaging at least 1 strikeout a game, which is just not what you want to see. Just wrapped up his high school career at Bridgewater Raritan, heading over to Belmont Abbey. He's got a full count, 3-2 pitch coming up here from Foley. Swung on, trying to find the gap. Cornier puts a stop to it, but can't grab it. It was a tough play for Cornier to make. It'll count as a hit for Matt Fattori.
Number 38, first baseman, Jack Hughes.
But boy, that's a tough one, Jack.
Yeah, I think it was a tough play for Cornier. He was tracking towards his back foot, and it hopped up on him. The best thing he could do was block it down to not allow for extra bases.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. It brings on Jack Hughes in his second game in the Kings uniform. And I believe the first time that he's played at home, or at least the first time we've called one of his games. So it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do. In the first game he played, and only game he played, he went 1 for 4. He's facing a 1-0 count. He's got Fattori on first with no outs and make that 1-1 after that called strike from Foley.
I've been intrigued to see how Hughes plays. Of course, shares the name of the New Jersey Devil star, but
That is true. Yeah, I was trying to figure out why that name was familiar to me.
yeah.
The pickoff attempt from Fogel is unsuccessful. I was going to say unacceptable. I won't go that far about his pickoff attempt. So here's the 1-2. And it's fouled off. An absolute rocket into the parking lot. Boy, I wonder how many streets that just crossed over, or if it stopped dead in a car's windshield.
Oh.
Never want to wish that upon someone, but we always talk about it, and we've seen it happen, especially with foul balls that look like that. So here's Hughes with the 2-2. And Fattori on first. Swung on right over to Magliozzo. Struggling with the ball in his hands. Can't get control of it. And just like that, 2 runners are now on. After the infield struggles in 2 batters in a row. Only 1 error to show for it. But still, it was a possible 2 outs that the Kings could be suffering right now in the top of the second. Instead, it's 2 runners on.
They got to take advantage of these moments. A team that's shown such weakness to the past 2 weeks. You get these chances, you have first and second, no out, take advantage.
Have not scored over 5 runs since June 27th in their win against the Gens. But after that, it was June 15th. And a 15-11 win over Pocono. Peter Longo is up now. He's 3 for 18 through the 7 games he's appeared in. Walked 5 times, struck out 6 times. Could it be 7 with this 0-2 pitch? And that'll make it 1-2. There's runners on first and second. Foley is 30 pitches into his stint. And a weak grounder. Chopper goes over to Foley. Can Foley make the throw to first? He is unable to. And just like that, the bases are loaded all on infield hits.
And almost a really nice play made by Foley there. High chopper, and got it quick, but just a little late on the throw to first.
It really was. I mean, you can commend the Kings for some of these hits maybe if you want to, but really I think they got to consider themselves pretty lucky to have the bases loaded with no outs, as Socorro could be into a double play here. He will be. Cornet over to Schuler to get Longo and Socorro out, but not before 1 run comes in. Matt Fattori scores the first run of the game here for the South Jersey Kings.
Of course, won't be counted as an RBI for Socorro, but I mean, what a play there from Cornier. Then Magliozzo had to turn around and make the throw, and then on the hop, Schuler making the pick. Just 3 infielders right there making amazing plays to execute the double play to get themselves back into this inning.
And just like that, after the chopper, our third out is on the board, and Jack, I was going to mention, we were talking about how good defensively some of those catchers are. Well, the same could be said for Amir Cornier, and the same could be said for the Mammoths defense for the most part, but they allow the first run of the game here in the top of the second, and we'll be right back in the bottom. Now here in the bottom of the second, Tim Schuler is up at the plate out of Villanova University. See him with the grayish blue or bluish gray, whatever suits your fancy. Helmet on, strapped up his freshman season with the Wildcats. He's facing a 3-1 count. A 200 hitter this summer for Mercer. He has 1 triple in the 10 games he's played in. Grounds this one right over to the second baseman, who body blocks it. But Schuler still is safe over there on first. Second baseman Zach Robinson slid in to make the catch. Instead, he blocked it. Well, the shortstop, Zach Robinson, I should say, sort of blocked the ball over to his second baseman, but still the play could not be made. Nathan Lapp unable to get the throw in there in time. Number 3, Dylan Briggs on the 0-1 count, flying out into right field for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Number 37, the DH, Jack Saker.
Brings on Jack Saker, who played the saxophone for us beautifully before, and here he is with the bat in his hands, trying to create magic with this instrument like he did just 30 minutes ago. And Saker comes around and strikes out in his first appearance.
Number 6, second baseman
So here's TJ Magliozzo. He's going to start his count off with a ball. He's walked 8 times compared to his 9 strikeouts. Pretty even and consistent at that. He's got a 2-0 count with a runner on and 2 outs to show for it. The play by Lapp. The throw over to first. And look at that from the Kings. Nathan Lapp coming across and making the Superman throw back over to first. For out number 3 here in the bottom of the second, the Kings still lead 1-0 as we head into the third. We'll see you there. Back here, top of the third, Zach Robinson is up at the plate. Haven't been able to say that name in a while, and boy, have we missed him. I'm sure the Kings have as well. Only 7 games played, but 500 average, 12 for 14 on the summer is Zach Robinson as he fouls that one off, and here he is, a 1-1 count. Robinson's last game was June 19th, nearly 2 weeks ago, where he was 2 for 4 against, you guessed it, the Mercer Mammoths. He's had 5 hits in 3 games against the Mammoths so far this summer. This is his 4th. Against their South Division rival, you could say, although the Mammoths are tied for first and the Kings are in dead last. He flies out over to right field for out number 1. Dylan Briggs coming down to make the grab.
Number 27, center fielder.
And that brings on Michael Kulik, the man who was going all the way around the bases the last time we saw him, but wasn't able to come all the way home. Regardless, the Kings hold that 1-0 lead. And that ball hits him on the elbow. It was close, just barely grazing him, but more than enough to send him over to first.
Ben, we've had this conversation a lot throughout the first month of the season. Talked about uniforms for the different teams, and I think it's the first time we've seen the Kings black jerseys.
I think it's the first time you've seen the Kings black jerseys. They have worn them over the past week. I think we've only ever seen them once, but they're good looking.
I like them, but see, we've talked about this before. The gray pants.
I don't understand them.
What are we doing?
I don't understand. I don't know why, because we know they have white pants for their white pinstripe, so why not just have better pants for, that's a great broadcasting by me right there, for anyone wondering. Me just putting sound effects over the plays. The throw was in, and Fogle was trying to make the throw over to second to get Kulik out while he was trying to steal. Instead, the ball kind of just flew up out of his hand for a little bit, and he just caught it right back down. So Michael Kulik is over there on second. And boy, has he been stealing bases left and right. He has 3 already here in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-1 count to Nathan Lapp, who who walked in his first at bat. Foley over 40 pitches. That one is out into left center. It'll get down, and Kulik is going to round third and come all the way home, and he'll be safe easily. No threat from the Mammoths fielding. And the second run of the game is in there for the South Jersey Kings. They hold a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third.
It's a great piece of hitting there by Lapp. It was outside, and instead of going with it, he just pulled it and had enough power to get it over Cornelius' head and nearly into the gap, but stopped off.
Yeah, Lapp has seen his fair share of games in the purple and white, and I should say black as well here for the Kings. 17 games, he's a .263 hitter. It brings on Brandon Pedrick, who just barely fouls that one off. We saw him narrowly foul one off earlier as well along the left field line. Now this one along the right field line. So Pedrick with the 0-1 count. Already 5 hits combined by both teams here in the top of the third. And that pitch outside. A 1-1 count. Nathan Lapp is over there on first. He has 10 stolen bases on the summer. That leads the South Jersey Kings roster. And he keeps thinking about it. You see some of the big leads he's taken over there. Still waiting to come back, though. Here's the 2-1 with an out on the board. And the throw over to Lapp at first. So it seems like Foley is also well aware that their leading base runner is on first. There's the throw. Pedrick over to Cornier. Cornier looking to make the double play, falling over. He makes the throw to second. Lapp will be out at second. But it was too late, and Maglioso couldn't get the throw over to first. So the fielder's choice instead. We'll put Pedrick on first. And boy, Amir Cornier. Say what you want. You can never say that he doesn't give it 110% out there. So now 2 outs on the board with Pedrick replacing Lapp on first. And Matthew Fator is up at the plate. He's got a single in his first at bat. And well hit one here. Could possibly bring Pedrick all the way around. He's got a 1-1. Make that 2-1 if that one's low and a bit outside. Now Luke Foley. Now 50 pitches in. No one warming up for the Mammoths. You wonder how long he might go here in this stint. Another one over to Cornier, and Cornier with a throw over to first. And it's in there. Amir Cornier has been a man on fire with the glove in his hand. But the Kings have been pretty hot themselves with the bat in their hands in the tops of these innings. They lead 2-0 heading into the bottom of the third. Here in the bottom of the third, James Schaefer is up at the plate. Hit a line drive single out into center field in his last time out, and then was caught stealing as he was going over to second. Here he is with the 0-1 turned 1-1. Showed bunt there, but pulled back at the last second. And Schaefer, this one out into left center, chased down by Kulik. And Michael Kulik will make the grab for out number 1 here in the bottom of the third.
Number 22, left fielder, Will Burkle.
So it brings on Will Burkle. He also reached base in his first plate appearance, only in his case by walk. He'll start himself off with an 0-1 count. Played high school baseball at Pennington, just wrapped up his freshman season at Gettysburg College. And they started 8 games, and in those 8 games, he had a .417 average on 36 at-bats. Two of those were doubles, 14 RBIs as well to his name. Strung on over to Lap, the grounder, and there's out number 2.
So Ben, I mean, I left last week on Saturday to go on a well-earned vacation, and then the Kings were hovering around the middle part of the league, and then now I come back and they are last in the league, last in the division. It's like,
yep.
And right now they look good, so I don't know what I missed.
We didn't see them an awful lot while you were gone, but they were winning games. I mean, if that's what you're, what you're wondering,
I just wonder like what went wrong, because right now it looks like a team that was right where they were when I left.
They were able to put up runs in those losses. Like we mentioned before, 9 losses in their past 10 games. They put up runs. You see them putting up 4 runs on the 25th and 26th. They lost by 1 just the other day against Quakertown in Game 1 of their doubleheader. But I mean, you also look at the scores they're allowing. It's the pitching and defense that just really, really struggled. A 4.0 team ERA, as this one from Nitty is flown out into left center, with the catch being made by Michael Kulik, who is sprinting all the way near the fence. But yeah, I mean, Jack, in the 22 games they've played so far, they've allowed 45 non-earned runs, 125 regular runs allowed. Only 80 of them have been earned, so the fielding comes into play. A 4.0 ERA is also unacceptable for the team pitching. And we'll see if they can keep adding on to their lead, though, in the top of the 4th, because so far today, they've looked solid, and maybe they get back on the win column. Stay tuned to find out. Back here in the top of the 4th, Jack Hughes is also back up at the plate. Hughes 0 for 1 in his 1 plate appearance. And an 0-1 count as well right here. He's got a 1-1 count. And Jack, we were talking about how the Kings have been really on a bad losing skid over the past week or two. You could also talk about the Mammoths winning 3 straight, 4 of their last 5 as well. They were sitting at 9-10, now 12-10, and tied for first in the Southern Division here in the ECCBL. And you look at their fielding numbers, I mean, it has been really solid. Only 15 non-earned runs given up on their 94 total runs. 2-2 count here. Is outside for a ball, and here's the 3-2.
Foley's already deep in this game. 57 pitches, no outs in the 4th.
Swing and a miss there from Hughes. That's a good way to start things off for Foley and this Mammoth squad. Because defensively, they can't afford to give up many more runs, especially with how they're hitting the ball.
Number 40, the DH, Peter Longo.
So Hughes comes off, Longo coming on. His 8th game. And he got his 4th hit of the season in his first at-bat today. Now 4 for 19. He had a 194 average at Cherry Hill in his senior season with them, now heading off to Fairleigh Dickinson for his freshman year after the summer is all said and done. He's got a 1-2 count with 1 out on the board after Hughes struck out. And make that 2-2. That pitch low, and once again, we have a full count pitch in the second at bat here in the top of the 4th. Foley, over 60 pitches here in this one. Takes a quick time. Wipes some sweat off his face. It's another decently hot day here in New Jersey, as Longo fouls that one off.
Ben, we went a whole month. It was July 1st. Season started on June 1st. Went a whole month with not one rain out or cancellation of a game.
Yeah, we saw a little bit on Saturday. Had to have a little bit of a delay as that one is not in there. And will be a ball 4 and walk Longo. But we saw spurts of rain during a doubleheader just a few days ago that delayed, I believe it was game 2. But other than that, we have not had a single cancellation, not even a delay on one of these weeknight games as Socorro gets that one right past Nitty on third base. Looked like it almost went straight through his glove. It did not, it just got past him, it seemed. But Joey Socorro, the 122 hitter, gets his first hit of the day.
Yeah, it's definitely counted. Said he smoked that thing. If that's down the third base line, you might even be looking at a triple.
You're just curious on what happened with Nitty, because it seemed as though he was behind it with his glove. I mean, his glove obviously isn't broken, but must have just skidded right underneath. Here's Brandon Prince. Still looking to get on base for the first time today. He's a 125 hitter in the 13 games he's played in. But at Scranton in his freshman season, he only had 7 at-bats, but was 3 for 7 with 2 RBIs and 4 runs. Now here he is with 2 runners on and 1 out to show for it, trying to increase their lead. They lead 2-0 over the Mammoths in the top of the 4th.
Count, Mike. Mike, what's count? Thank you.
Here is the 2-0 pitch to Prince. Swung on right over to Nitty. Can he make the play this time? The double play, possibly. Maglioso fumbling with the ball. And the call is made over there on second, saying that Socorro is out. And the infield umpire is going to have a word with the Kings head coach, who is very curious as to what just happened. And Socorro seems lost as well.
I agree. I think it was on the transfer. He was off the bag when he was making the transfer, so he caught it, foot on the bag, took the foot off, going through the transfer to throw it over first base, and that's when it popped out.
I think you explained it perfectly. So there's out number 2. Now runners on the corners. Maglio's unable to make the double play, but does make the out. Zach Robinson, he's 0 for 2, but is one of the most dangerous hitters on this Kings squad.
Shaking off some rust, hasn't played since the 19th, I believe.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks, like I said before. Wish we had the full story on that. We do not. Maybe he took a vacation down to West Virginia just like you, Jack.
Well, it's not much of a vacation where I went, but.
Oh, I mean, would you like to? Because they've been hearing my voice for the past week or so that it is, and I know they've been very happy with that and are very sad that you are back to take time away from me on the mic. But I'm sure they are curious. As Robinson swings that one over to Nitty, and Nitty struggling with it on third base. Wrapping his glove around his entire head to try and reel that one, and unable to. And the third run comes in for the South Jersey Kings. A tough grab to make for Nitty. It won't be counted as an error, I believe. Discussion's being made. So instead it'll be an RBI single for Zach Robinson and make him 1 for 3. Foley over 70 pitches here in the top of the 4th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Michael Kulik is up. Pickoff attempt from Fogel, unsuccessful on Zach Robinson. Kulik is in his 3rd plate appearance here. He's walked and been hit by a pitch so far today. Still not getting on base by his own accord. Here's the 1-1. I'm sure he'd love to do that. Instead, it's a 1-2 now. That is outside for a ball. So make it 2-2. The Kings have scored a run in each of the past 3 innings, including this one right here. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 1 run in each of them. Runner still on 1st and 2nd. It's a swing and a miss from Michael Kulik. And his first out for himself on the day. The Kings increasing their lead by 1 once again as we wrap up the top of another inning here in the 4th. And we remind you that this 4th inning is brought to you by Northfield Bank. Northfield Bank is a full-service community bank with locations in New York and New Jersey. Each day, Northfield Bank upholds their mission to be a financial institution of choice for individuals and businesses by delivering innovative products and exceptional customer service. Do you need free checking, a home equity loan, or even personalized business banking? Well, give Northfield a call today. That is Northfield Bank bringing you this 4th inning, and we'll see you in the bottom of the 4th. The catcher, Justin Fogel, is up at the plate here, the lefty hitter. The fifth-year senior who will be transferring over to Memphis. His third college in 3 years, Jack. As he flies that one out into right field, it'll get down for a single at least, and it will be just a single at that. Brandon Pedrick scooping it up. And Jack, you know, I asked you before we saw those last couple of outs, there was a lot of craziness that went on to end off the top of the fourth about your trip and why you were gone from us for an entire week. So would you like to tell the people about just exactly what you were doing down there in West Virginia?
Oh, yeah. I was, Dunlow, West Virginia. It's in the Appalachian.
Oh, and we're going to cut you off here. Amir Cornier out into left center. That one's going to get down as well for yet another single for the Mammoths. And Jack, back to you.
Oh, yeah. So we're in the Appalachian Mountains. Me and my 5 friends, we stayed in 2 cabins. I went to this place called the Dunlow Community Center where they give out food to the malnourished people around the community. One of the days he sold out 400 families. We gave 400 families food, which could be, chicken or canned food or even equipment like lawnmowers. It was a very, very fun trip. But I do feel good to be back in Moody.
Yeah, you should. I mean, unbelievable leaving us for that long to do, whatever you just said, helping the less fortunate or whatever. No, that is a great cause. But we are happy to have you back. It's an 0-1 count here. For Tim Schuler. Oh, and that one nearly was catchable by Hughes over there at first. Or rather, Maffatori over there on first. So it's an 0-2 count on Schuler. He's 1 for 1. Single in his first at bat. Here he is in his second. Looking at a 1-2 count. Hinkle just a bit over 50 pitches. No outs and 2 runners on here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-2 swung on and missed, and there is out number 1. Here with that swing and strikeout for Luke Hinkle. Hasn't seen many of them. Just his second strikeout of his start here on this Monday afternoon, soon to be evening. Jack, that is a good point. When do the evenings start now in summertime?
Oh.
Yeah, is it afternoon right now?
I don't think it's afternoon.
It's 7:30 with the sun shining bright, nearly 90 degrees out.
I'd say 6 o'clock starts evening.
6 o'clock, and that's just year round.
Oh no, definitely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because in the winter when the sun's going down at whatever it might be, 6:15, 6:30.
Well, the sun sets. Well, the sun will be setting today at 9 o'clock. So
I think I don't know, 2 hours maybe before sunset.
7 o'clock. It's a tough call. We're not. I guess you have to look it up. It feels like a long afternoon though, from 12 to 7.
I suppose so. Maybe we extend the mornings then.
Yeah.
Briggs over to third. Struggling with the ball. Over there on second was Lapp. The out is still called on Amir Cornier. Fogel will be safe on third, and Briggs will be safe on first via a fielder's choice. The Mammoths desperately searching for their first run of the game here in the bottom of the fourth. There's the main man himself, Jack Saker, Mr. Saxophone himself. He is 2 for 28 on the summer. The 6'1", 195-pound soon-to-be freshman at St. Joe's University. Saker, the designated hitter here tonight for the Mammoths. Or should I say this afternoon? He's got a 1-2 count. Runners in the corners. Briggs on first. Justin Fogel over there on third. And now a 2-2 count for Saker.
Hopefully the angels from the saxophone that felt like was going through my ear goes to his bat here and get some runs in for the Mammoths.
That's what I'm saying. If he can play the bat as well as he can play the sax, I mean, he's looking at a very successful summer with the Mammoths. But that one is in there. And he completely disagrees, shaking his head no on his way over to the dugout. But once again, runners are left stranded for the Mammoths, and they are still being shut out here in this one through 4. Kings 3, Mammoths nothing. We're right back here on the top of the 5th. Don't go anywhere, folks. Top of the 5th here. Kings leading 3-0, trying to tack on some more. Nathan Lapp starting things off the exact way he needs to. A little blooper shot out into right center to put him on first on the very first pitch here in the 5th inning.
Number 35.
Not a bad start for the South Jersey Kings. We talked about them losing 9 of their last 10, as well as currently being on a 2-game losing streak. Well, here they are with a 3-0 lead against the 12-10 and tied the Southern Division Mercer Mammoths. And this one from Brandon Pedrick will also get down in center field, and once again be a little fly ball single for the Kings. First 2 batters, 2 runners on.
First baseman, Matthew Fattori.
And man, have they looked incredible with the bat in their hands. Always getting guys on. Of course, I mean, only 3 runs to show for it, which there's nothing wrong with that. They've left a lot of runners stranded, however, which is my point. Matt Fattori now up. First fastball is not in there. It's going to be a 1-0 count for him. A pitcher warming up for both sides, the Kings and the Mammoths. You wonder when they both might come in. Fattori out over to Dylan Briggs in right field, and off goes Nathan Lapp over to third base. He will be safe quite easily. And now it's runners in the corners. Brandon Pedrick staying put at first, and smartly so. And it brings on Antonio Friedman pinch hitter.
Number 2, third baseman Antonio Friedman.
He's going to come in for Jack Hughes. He subbed in last inning and was over there on third base. Now here he is with the bat in his hands. 13 games played, just a .081 hitter.
Looks cool though. I like his shoes.
Yeah, good shoes. Got the little green arm sleeve, but unfortunately he's 3 for 37 so far on the summer. Here's the one with runners in the corners. Fouls that one off as Pedrick was trying to take off and steal second.
What happened to look good, play good?
I'm not Antonio Friedman. I wish I could answer that for you. Unfortunately.
There's got to be a story behind that gray arm sleeve. I mean,
Gray arm sleeve or the green one?
Sorry, green one. I wonder why that's there.
Well, he does go to Middlesex County College, so that makes sense. That's kind of their like teal green. Yeah. So I'm sure he's just wearing that. And make that 4 for 38, Jack. How about that? And an RBI single at that as well. Antonio Friedman, welcome back. June 19th was his last hit, and no, that was not his last game played like his teammate Zach Robinson. Past 6 games, no hits for him. And he gets one right there, and that is massive for Antonio Friedman. He's going to bring on Peter Longo. Longo's 1 for 1 with a walk. Another guy who has, you could say, struggled early on in his summer. He is now 4 for 19. He got a single earlier on. And walked as well for his 6th on the summer. He's got a 2-0 count. And make that a 3-0. Luke Foley nearing 90 pitches. Seems like a change could be made any second now. Kings lead 4-0. And that one's in there. Little breaking ball for strike 1 here in the at-bat of Peter Longo, who is heading to Fairleigh Dickinson, as I mentioned before, for his freshman season. Runners on first and second. And make that the 4th ball and load up the bases.
This might be it for Foley. 90 pitches now, 13 in this inning.
He's having a meeting with Justin Fogel, looking at the Mammoths coach. He had a little nod of his head over to a player, assuming that means that player would be coming in. But for right now, it's just a little infield meeting. Luke Foley, as the base is loaded with 1 out, and the Mammoths trail by 4 here in the top of the 5th. Joey Socorro. He's 1 for 2. The catcher for the Kings. Over at Middlesex County College, who just won the Region 19 District Championship. He's a 122 hitter coming into this game. And he's facing a 1-1 count. Longo on first, Freeman on second, Brandon Pedrick over there on third. Double play could be massive for Mercer right here, obviously. But it might not even matter with how they've been swinging the bat. The 4-0 lead could possibly be enough for the Kings here on this Monday afternoon. 2-1. Once again high, Socorro shaking his head as it flies by his face for the 3rd ball. And Joey Socorro got his first hit today in over 3 games. Last hit was on June 22nd against Southside. And in the doubleheader against the Generals, saw none. Fouls that one off, and it will be down for a foul. The full count will remain here for the catcher, Joey Socorro. He's heading into his sophomore year at Mercer. We see our fair share of Mercer County College players here in the ECCBL. Socorro is going to pop that one up. Schuler barely having to move from first base to get the second out here in the top of the fifth, and that is sort of best case scenario. If a strikeout is not in play, that's about the best contact you could have if you're the Mammoths. Just popping it up right in the infield. No one can go anywhere. And now with 2 outs, Brandon Prince. And a great opportunity here. Could that one get down, or will Briggs get down to grab it? And Dylan Briggs coming all the way over and making the catch. The former star wide receiver in high school. Flying across on the post route and making the grab for out number 3 here in the top of the 5th. And I'll be to bring you all through the back half of this Monday night game. For the play-by-play, of course, I will still be here nagging him on throughout these last 4.5 innings. But through 4.5, the Kings lead 4-0. We'll see you in the bottom of the 5th.
Who on the team would you not let date your daughter? Who would I not let date my daughter? Probably Nick Madio.
Joey Sakura. Tristan Stevenson.
Vinny Davis.
Vinny Davis. Vinny Davis.
Who on the team would you not let date your daughter?
In the bottom of the 5th inning, here at Moody Park, Jack Cummer taking over here with Ben Chadwick as the Kings have played a fundamentally sound game in the lead 4-0 over the Mammoths.
Yeah, they really have, Jack. I mean, we keep mentioning the losing streak, or the losing skid they were on, rather, coming into this one. But, boy, they look solid. They look like the ECCBL Kings, if you will, from last summer. Really solid pitching, solid batting as well. The hitting for the Kings last summer was out of this world, but still, 4-0 is good enough, especially in a shutout.
That one's lined into right field and will get down. Leadoff single for Magliozzo. Hinkle gives up his 6th hit of the day, but outside of that, he's been such a reliable starter for the Kings all season. And today, he's through 4 innings and hasn't given up a run yet.
Yeah, Hinkle on the season, a 1.12 ERA, 12 hits and 16 innings pitched, which is not half bad for the soon-to-be Arcadia sophomore.
Popped up. Vitor calls it off and makes the catch for the first out, with Magliozzo still staying on first base.
Number 22, left fielder,
Boy, the Mammoths just got to be able to put it together soon, just as consecutive batters, which I know is just the name of the game, but Man, they have not been able to do so. They've had their fair share of hits, but not able to precede one another, just sprinkling one or two in each inning, which is not going to get anyone all the way around to home.
0-1 to Burkall. Catches the outside corner.
It seems as though the longer Hinkle goes on, the better he has looked here in this one, really dialing in the bottom of the fifth right now.
Boy, just missing at 0-2. Could have had a 3-pitch strikeout there to make it 2 outs. He'll go back on the 1-2 in the dirt.
Yeah, and of course, there's that announcer's curse that we always talk about. I talk about how he's really in control and really dialed in, and then 2 straight balls right after that, including one in the dirt.
And tapped over the head of Robinson. Burkall earns a single. And first and second with 1 out now. Hinkle in some trouble.
And nice smack from Burkall. He's been a really solid hitter on the year. 500 hitter to be exact coming into today. Of course, that was just on 12 at-bats, but still. Looking like the Mammoths might have their solidified star with the bat in his hands for the rest of the summer.
Smoked and down. Kulik grabbing it and tossing it over to home plate, but cut off by Fator. Bases loaded. 3 hits in the inning for the Mammoths. And they're threatening to put the first tick on the board.
And talk about getting consecutive hits, Jack. I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about. Again, I understand I was just talking about the fundamentals of baseball, but it seems as though they listened. Also, Justin Fogel. Luke. Justin Fogel. It's Justin Fogel and Luke Foyle or whatever the guy's name is? Yeah.
1-0 to Fogel. Fouls it off. He's 2 for 2 in this game, so if he can keep that going, he can put the Mammoths in a great position.
And you want to talk about experience, Jack. I mean, he's going into his 5th year, heading over to Memphis as well. Just wrapped up his season at the University of Pitt as well.
Line to Kulik. Maglioso won't take the chance. And for good measure.
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not going to lie. I think Maglioso, unless he's not confident in his speed and his base running, I think he definitely could have gotten home right there.
But you also think about it. You're down by 4. Time's running out. You're here in the bottom of the 5th. And you just get the next man up for a chance to put in 2 runs.
I suppose so. And yeah, it's a guy that Amir Cornier, who is definitely one of the best players on this Mammoths team. But still, that one kind of hurt.
Beautiful breaking pitch for an 0-1.
Because now if there's an out right here on Cornier, I mean, and that's it. It's not going to look great.
Past the glove of Socorro. Dashing home is Maglioso. And Mammoths light up their side of the scoreboard. Get the first run of the game.
And there we go. That'll do it as well. I mean, this is the same exact thing, same exact situation we would have been in if Maglioso did come home. So in the end, none of it mattered.
They cut the lead down to 3, which is easily approachable. Have a man on second and third. A 1-1 count with 2 outs. Ripped and caught by Lapp. Made a tiny jump right in the glove. And Hinkle could be the end of his day. As he's getting high fives from the dugout, it is the end of his day after he goes 5 innings, giving up 8 hits and 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Leaves his Kings with a 3-run lead after 5. top of the 6th between the South Jersey Kings and the Mercer Mammoths here at Moody Park. Mercer was able to add on 1 run in the bottom of the 5th, and the first relief pitcher of the game comes on the Mammoth side with Tim Coburn.
Now pitching for the Mammoths, number 34, Trevor Coburn.
He's pitched 11 innings so far for Mercer. He's 0 for 1.
Oh, you know, I was going to give you a chance to redeem yourself
What do you mean?
by admitting your mistake. Trevor Coburn.
Oh, yeah, I was going to get there.
Get that.
Let me say his stats. In those 11 innings, he's given up 9 earned runs, 7.14 ERA, along with 15 walks to his 11 strikeouts. So he's had trouble with the control all season.
No, but that's Tim Coburn having trouble with the control. Trevor Coburn has been lights out all season long.
Take off 1 week, and now I'm getting grilled.
Wow, that's exactly what happens. I told the people in the top of the 5th that, hey, I'm going over to color. I'm going to hand off the reins to Jack, but doesn't mean I'm not going to stop nagging him. Just doing my duty.
Robinson's 1 for 3. He was 0 for 2 to start the game and got the hit in his last at-bat. Fouls it off for a full count.
And Zach Robinson over at South Plainfield was a .471 hitter with 29 RBIs and 15 extra base hits, including 3 home runs. And boy, he didn't miss a beat going up against all these D1 college players.
And swing and a miss. Robinson goes down to 1 for 4 in the game, and Coburn gets his first strikeout.
Number 27.
Great way to start off for Coburn as well, going up against one of the most dangerous hitters on this Kings squad for your first at-bat of your outing. Not a bad way to get rid of him.
His first pitch, Kolick, taking first strike.
And boy, that was far inside. That was a tough one for Kolick to hit if that really is the strike zone for him.
Coburn has been in and out pitching for Siena. His freshman season, he pitched 26 innings, then didn't play in his sophomore, and in his junior season, only pitched 4 2/3, giving up 13 earned runs in that stint. He's had a tough time with the mound in his collegiate career, and currently so far for the Mercer Mammoths.
Yeah, Jack, I mean, he is a guy that's from a very, very athletic family. His 2 older brothers, Tyler and Troy Coburn, both play professional hockey. Right now is, boom, there he is with number 1.
He's looking better today. He's got 2 strikeouts to start off the top of the 6th in his own relief appearance.
Looking much better today. And as I was saying, his older brother Tyler played for the Atlanta Gladiators in the ECHL. And his other brother Troy plays for the Knoxville Ice Bears.
Do you know what the ECHL is, Ben?
I do not.
It's actually
The Eastern Canadian Hockey League?
East Coast.
East Coast Hockey League? Oh, okay. I was going Eastern Canadian just because hockey, you know.
Flied out, hard run, but just missing his Burkhaw in foul territory.
How about the SPHL that his brother Troy plays in?
Oh, I don't know that one.
South Plainfield Hockey League?
About that.
Now I have to find out, though.
I only know ECHL because an alum from my high school played in that league before making it to the NHL this past season.
Our high school. Come on.
Yeah, I just, forgot you went there.
Seems like so long ago. Decades. The Southern Professional Hockey League. There we go. Should have known that the P would be professional. That makes sense.
It would be nice playing hockey in the South. You get the hot weather. You get to play.
Yeah, you go in, you
cool
cool
drink.
off while playing the game you love, and then you go right back out to the the beaches or wherever you are. Yeah, that'd be great.
1-1 to Lap. Misses. Lap's had to have himself a game. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI in the running for Toyota Player of the Game.
He absolutely is. We just pray that sprinklers will hold off for just a few minutes for us to get that interview in.
Oh, takes one right. I believe the back, upper shoulder looked like. Hopefully not the helmet. Looks to be okay as he walks down to first base.
That's something definitely to ask him about right when we first started interviewing him. But hey, are you okay?
Are you bruised up?
Are you okay from that hit right to the noggin?
Number 35, right fielder, Brendan Patrick.
But yeah, now, I mean, Lap is now 4 for 4 in his plate appearance. Not 4 for 4 hitting wise, but has gotten on base 4 out of the 4 times he's seen the plate.
So Coburn started off with 2 strikeouts and showed some weakness there with the hit by pitch. And that one is a wild one. Way past the glove of Fogel. And Lap easily moves over to second base.
And Jack, we saw a couple of those during his warm-up pitches before we even started the 6th inning. And it seemed as though he dialed it in and really left those in the past, but there's another one right there. There really were multiple warm-up pitches that got all the way away from Justin Fogel behind the plate.
And again, Petrick has to be brushed back at 2 wild pitches in a row, 2-0 count. This has been the problem with Coburn this past spring, where he had 8 hit by pitches in 4 2/3, along with 10 walks. Had 6 hit by pitches this season in 11 innings with Mercer, along with 15 walks. This is where it starts to get out of hand. Can you dial it back in?
That's what happens when you throw hard. Got to have control over it.
It'll be a 3-0 now to Petrick.
Solid play there from Fogel. Really smooth slide over to the left and not allow Lap to come all the way home just purely on wild pitches.
And again, a wild pitch. 3 in the same count. And Lap goes from first base to home on 1 batter.
And Jack, he didn't steal a single base.
No.
He did not steal 1 base.
Number 10, first baseman Matthew Fajori.
So a slight meltdown by Coburn in that count, allowing his first run in the relief. And has Matt Furtora up to the plate. Torres 1 for 3 in this game. Hasn't played too many games so far for the Kings. This will be his 7th. As the pickoff move gets past the glove of Schuler. Schuler's going to hold it, and Petrick moves over.
This is getting out of hand. Now the Mammoths have no one warming up. Boy, Coburn through those first 2 batters, striking out both of them. It's just hard to imagine where we're at right now.
It's a 1-0 to the Furtora. And it's outside now 2-0. Like Ben said before, Furtora from Bridgewater Raritan High School will be going to Belmont Abbey. Had himself an amazing spring, winning the Somerset counties and then winning states with his high school.
You wonder what Justin Fogel was telling this pitcher right there. Just like, what do you even tell him in that situation? It's obviously
Just like Raven Ketch.
Yeah, I guess so. Just calm down and chill out. I'm trying to imagine what I would say in that situation.
That's a hit by pitch. Another one. Ben, calm down and chill out are the two phrases a girlfriend would never want to hear.
No, I can confirm. That is a dangerous area to be in, saying those two words, two phrases rather.
So a mound visit, and I guess I'll ask you a question, Ben. I heard you were hungry.
Starving.
Starving.
I don't even know where you heard that from. I don't know if you heard my stomach growling, if that's what you're
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
did. Yeah.
But yeah, starving.
Well, I can show you where you can eat after this.
Please. I would love to know.
Oh.
I might go there right now. I might just ditch the broadcast.
Wildflowers and Restaurant. It's located right on the Circle in Pennington, New Jersey, and is one of the best casual dining experiences offered in town. It offers a wide variety of food and some of the best pizza you'll ever taste. You can stop by after the game tonight. Their phone number is 609-737-2392. That is 609-737-2392. Wildflowers and Restaurant.
Sounds delicious.
What do you think of pizza?
I don't know if it's a pizza night. I don't know. I know they have a variety of incredible food options there.
Wide.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wide variety. So I'm sure I'll have my selection.
Freeman came in to pinch hit for Hughes early on in the game and got a hit in his first at-bat.
Yeah, which was massive for him, too. He's now, I believe, 4 for 38 on the summer.
Corbin with a 1-1 count now.
It's a very strange game. The score is 5-1, which is a reasonable amount of runs, but we have, I believe, about 15 hits on the day. We have seen a lot of runners left stranded.
A lot of double plays. 3. Swing and a miss there for Friedman. Makes it a 1-2 count.
This could be massive for Coburn. I mean, he only gave up 1 run technically, but it was by a really unfortunate way, I guess you could say, for him.
Check swing in the dirt. Fogel with a good block to keep Petrick and Fator in their place. Coburn, that was his 25th pitch. It's all 2s across the board. 2-2 count, 2 out. 2 men on base and number 2 up to bat. And he goes on that pitch. Coburn able to stop the bleeding, only gives up 1 run in his first inning of relief. And Mammoths now are again back down by 4. We'll see you for the bottom of the 6th. Nick Mateo, the first man in relief
And leading off
from the
for
Kings pen.
Their first baseman, number 27, Tim.
And go walk off the field after going 5 innings, giving up 1 run, and throwing 3 strikeouts. Nick Mateo from Immaculata University. Only went 2 innings in his freshman campaign. But has had a solid start so far for the Kings. 9 1/3. He's given up 6 earned runs. 0-1 to Schuler. Goes outside for an even up count.
And if you're Mateo, you got a decent amount of pressure on you, seeing how Luke Hinkle was able to handle this team. Again, though, I mean, Hinkle allowed 8 hits, and just 1 earned run, 1 run total came home. So if you're Mateo, you're just hoping that you don't even have to allow those 8 hits to hopefully get the shutout in these last few innings.
2-1 to Schuler. Called strike. Two now. Flied out. Kulik backtracks and make the catch for the first out.
Solid adjustment out there from Michael Kulik. It was a hard sprint for a little while there, but realized where the ball was going, just went into a steady back tread and then made the grab.
First pitch is in the dirt past the glove of Socorro. To Dylan Briggs. Briggs is 0 for 2 in this game. We're going into his freshman season at Montclair State. Grounded. And in between Robinson and Friedman at shortstop and third base. Briggs gets his first single of the day.
That's big for the Mammoths. I mean, we keep mentioning it. The farther we go in this game, the less likely it is for Mercer to come back in this one. It looks like we got someone coming in for the saxophone player himself.
He had a day. He had a day. Although he did go 0 for 2, he was number 1 in our hearts.
Hey, maybe he is our Toyota player of the game just for that saxophone performance. I think that's pretty fair.
Maybe a bonus interview.
Possibly, that's a possibility.
Ask him where he started playing.
We're both in our polos as well. Just came from the Cranberry Golf Course, so it would work. It absolutely would.
Popped up sky high. Friedman.
Oh,
Can't make the catch. Was in foul territory. It dropped in fair. And tagged up at second base. Briggs is. So it'll be 2 down. That ball was way too high for it to be called an infield fly rule.
Number 6, second baseman TJ.
and still the same exact situation we would have been in if Friedman had caught that or hadn't caught that. It's a runner on first with 2 outs. We'll go fielder's choice. Because it's literally the same exact situation if he caught it or didn't catch it.
Although Ben took off the microphone, you guys can 1,000% hear him.
Negative affect the team at all.
So Ben, they definitely just heard your full conversation.
Ah,
Yeah.
that is my bad, folks. Usually I try to hide the mic whenever I'm talking to our man Jeff over to the right of us when we try and figure out some of these plays, as we are keeping the stats as well to figure out if that was an error or not. If they heard my whole conversation, I don't need to explain exactly what we're trying to figure out then. You should all know.
0-2. Teo just missed. Another 2-1 count. So Briggs will be on first base. Babkowski up to bat. No, they're not. TJ Magliozzo.
Yeah, it was Babkowski with the pop out or pop fielder's choice. Well, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, that was such a strange play with Freeman not being able to make the catch over there on third base.
So Babkowski's on first base. Magliozzo is up to plate. Outside Socorro, back pick, and gets there in time. Joey Socorro with another caught stealing, and he helps out Mateo on the mound. Kings still leading by 4, and we're going into the 7th. So after 6 innings, Kings are still ahead by a good amount. They're up by 4 with the top of the 7th, and Trevor Corbin is out there for his 2nd inning. Gave 1 run via 3 wild pitches.
I was going to say, it wasn't a pretty just 1 run that he gave up. He had lap going all the way around the bases, like you just said, all on his own accord, all on those wild pitches. But he still struck out the side. I mean,
Technically had 3 strikeouts. Which
three strikeouts. Took him a little while to get that 3rd, but he got there.
he has Longo now, who's 1 for 1 in this game. The 2-1 to him. It's way outside. It'll be a hitter's count. Peter Longo will be going to FDU for his freshman season. And we'll take the leadoff walk as Corbin lets on the first man.
That's a tough one for Coburn to start off. The 7th inning. I mean, he looked, I don't know, in control, I guess you could say, during that at-bat. So when that's happening, I mean, you gotta get outs because you never know. Maybe he really is dialed in for the last few innings here, but I'm not sure if you can count on that.
Socorro ended off the bottom of the 6th with a back pick at first base. Now it's the bat in his hands with a man on first, no out. Check over to first again. Longo's played 7 games so far. For the Kings, he only has 1 stolen base. Hasn't been that much of a threat. But along with it, it's only got on 8 times. It is 23 at bats. Actually, that's a 23 plate appearance. That's pretty good. I stand
It's not
corrected.
terrible. I'm a big on base guy. You know me.
Soft grounder. A tag, but no throw to first. So Longo will be out. Socorro had a hard sprint to first base and was there comfortably. 1 out, down now, the man on first.
It's a bit confusing. I believe the infield umpire yelled safe while pointing at Socorro. Or not pointing at Socorro, pointing at the runner going over to second. And then yelled safe for Socorro on first. That's why I was a bit confused. I was like, oh, did they not make that tag? It's going to be 2 runners on, but it took me a minute there. Got to be honest with the people, Jack.
So you said before you're an on-base guy. Did you become an on-base guy in like your T-ball days?
I became an on-base guy when I watched Moneyball with Brad Pitt. That's when I became an on-base guy.
That's a great call right there.
He gets on base. That's all that matters.
Yeah. But they never won.
They made it to the playoffs.
They did make the playoffs, but I'm just saying they never won at all.
Well, there's no salaries here in the ECCBL, so it's not a big issue in terms of
creating
creating
some
teams.
NIL going on.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
Prince is over 3 in this game. Score with a fake steal. And now it's a 3-0 count. I really know who he's fooling out there on first base. He doesn't have a stolen base on the season.
And I don't think he will either when the season's all said and done.
How about the pink, though?
I love it. I really do. The pink cleats and the pink little wristband, it seems as though, the sweat. What are those called? Sweatbands?
Yeah, if it's at the wrist, yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Hey, it's not October, but if that's the reason, I still am a big fan of it.
What if it's not?
If that's not well, then he just likes pink. How about that?
I agree.
I mean, his college is not pink. I don't even know. Can you name me a college with pink as their primary color? I know Penn State back in the 40s, I believe, had pink and black as their 2 colors. But other than that, I don't know a single pink school.
Maybe you should make one.
Maybe I should make one. It's a great color. In my top 12 for sure.
I don't want to run through that.
No, neither do I, because I just made that up. I have no idea what my top 12 colors are. But, you got your fair share of purple colleges. But, yeah, no. From the top of my head,
I can't think.
I really want someone to comment a pink college that they could think of. I can't come up with a single one.
There's definitely a couple secondary colors.
Like what?
I
mean, Oregon's dabbled it into some of their football uniforms. I could think of that, but it's not a primary or secondary.
I'd say their secondary's gray. So
I would say the secondary is
or white,
yellow or green.
Oh, yellow. Sorry. Yeah, well, green's the main.
Green's the main, then yellow's the secondary.
Yeah. Be a 3-0 count to Robinson. He's 1 for 4 in this game and now has a full count.
And boy, you wonder when the change might come in for Coburn here.
Yeah, I don't.
Bases loaded with just 1 out. And if the Mammoths are still looking to win this game, if they're not giving up wholly on it just yet, I don't know if this is the pitcher for the foreseeable future for them.
Yeah, this I feel like this is the pivotal hitter right here. I mean, this can keep Coburn in the game or it cannot. A lot of things can change with Kolek up to bat.
He doesn't have a hit yet on the day. I know he has a walk and a hit by pitch. which either one of those still would bring home a run.
Outside. One to Kulik. Way outside, but Fogel keeps in a run.
Incredible play by Fogel right there. He really, I mean, a run would have came home. Socorro was ready to run home based on the way that pitch came out. But like I said, Fogel, with all the experience he has, heading off to Memphis next year, played at Pitt this past year, and had 2 home runs against Florida State. Might I add as well. I mean, he is a really, really solid player for this Mammoth squad.
2 homers against anybody is good. Against a top dog in the ACC.
Exactly.
Impressive.
Exactly.
Chop on. 2-2 to Kulik. Ripped but foul. Quickly answer your question, Ben. There are actually no colleges.
Thank you.
Pink as their
That's
primary
all I was
color.
saying.
I checked 3 websites, even Reddit. There's not one college where the primary color is pink.
Yeah, and you know, I've been to my fair share of Penn State games, and there is on senior night, I believe, the S that the fans make in the crowd will be black and pink to commemorate their past colors. But that might be the last team to ever have pink as their primary or even secondary color.
Your school actually had pink in their repertoire before.
Syracuse.
Yeah, before
Wow.
they changed it to Azula.
Azula.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's not orange?
No, I think the blue is Azula.
Oh, I got you.
3-2. Swing and a miss there. Coburn with a much-needed strikeout. Gets 2 down now with bases loaded.
And how hilarious would it be if Coburn has 1 earned run over these past 2 innings? But, I mean, just looking at a stat sheet, you're like, yeah, I mean, not terrible, but not great. I mean, you watch the game and you're like, good for him for only having 1 earned run. But, again, we'll have to see.
You'll be over 50 pitches in his relief appearance.
He's got a big batter up here, Jack.
Laps had himself a day, and it just misses him.
He's getting frustrated, too. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's with himself or with Coburn, but a lot of pitches have been coming close to him. And if he ate that one, that would have been the 6th run of the day.
I think he wants to swing away. He's already 2 for 2. Might as well add on to that stat line. Ooh, called strike.
Yeah, he wants that impressive graphic at the bottom of his interview later today. He wants to tack on as many hits as he can. He knows we're coming.
Way behind him. And that one hit him. So his second hit by pitch of the game. That'll force in a run. Now 6-1. The Kings lead. Socorro will touch home plate. And it looks like that'll do it for Trevor Coburn. Coach Carabelli will take the ball from his hands. So I try to joust through 10 different wires.
We have a lot of wires that Jack is going through an obstacle course right here. Jack, what would happen?
Oh.
What would happen if you got caught in these wires? Went to the hospital, they tack on a $15,000, $20,000 bill.
Well, before workers' comp.
Before workers' comp.
Go to DFG Financial Group. That's what I would do. It's a private wealth advisory practice of Amber Pies Financial Services. It's an LLC located in Hamilton, New Jersey, just around here. And the DFG Financial Group is equipped to handle all of your personal and business financial planning and services needed. I think that's what I would do.
I mean, that's prime Chris Paul to Blake Griffin right there. That's exactly what that was. You're welcome.
Exactly 2 hours into game time, and we have 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the 7th. Kings lead 6-1 with a relief pitcher coming in for Mercer. So it'll be Jackson Kazdia in relief. Didn't mess up the first name this time, Ben.
There we go. 1 for 2.
He's thrown 16 1/3 innings for the Mammoths so far. He's only started 1 game in that stretch. That was on June 4th against Trenton. He's a 7.16 ERA. It's a high chopper. A tough play made by Cornier. 10 the top of the 7th. So Kazdia only throws 2 pitches and gets out of the inning. Play the music. It's a 7th inning stretch coming up as the Kings lead 6-1. Bottom of the 7th now. And here at Mooney Park, the Kings lead 6-1. They're going to have to get through 3 more innings of pitching as the Mammoths are the home team today. It's Nick Mateo still out there in relief when he came in for Hinkle. He only gave 1 hit in his last inning. Watches one outside 2-0.
Yeah, when you see the Mammoths with their 9 hits on the day, I mean, you would assume that they got 4, maybe 5 runs right now. I mean, we've talked about it. Not being able to get them consecutively. They did that 1 inning, and it all came crashing down after that first run came in.
Yeah, they currently have 1 more hit than the Kings. But it's been the errors for the Mammoths. They've had 3 in the field so far. Called strike there. 3-1 for Mateo to get back in the count.
And every single hit today as well, all 17 of them have been singles. Not a single extra base hit from either side.
Outside, Maglioza will work the 5-pitch walk. Mateo with a tough start to the bottom of the 7th.
Yes, I mean, it's nothing to worry about. Again, they have a 5-run comfortable lead right now here in the bottom of the 7th. Mateo, you know, he's a solid pitcher. Maybe he gives up a run or 2, but it shouldn't be anything for the Kings to worry about right now. And, of course, with me saying that, I'm sure we have a 7-run inning in store for us right in here with the Mammoths. But knowing Mateo and knowing how he pitches, South Jersey should feel fairly confident in him.
So Schaefer tried to lay down a bunt, and I mean, it wasn't even close. Hit the press box.
It did. It's coming straight for us. Maybe he's mad that I wasn't able to interview him on Saturday when he won our Toyota Player of the Game. But doubleheaders, it's hard to get down there.
That one smoked down left field and just foul. You can see that had a chance. Of going the whole way.
That could have been big. That could have been a massive momentum switch here at Moody late. The bottom half of the 7th. Fortunately for Schaefer, still just no 2 count now. A little cotton candy sky action going on as well, Jack.
Throw down from Socorro is late, and Maglioza gets there for a stolen base. Ben, you can call me out if I'm wrong, but I believe we've only seen 1 home run so far this season at Moody Park. That was Sean Slowinski.
We have seen 2, and it puts me on the spot now. Look, folks, we've called a lot of baseball. I unfortunately cannot come up with a name, but I believe while you were gone, there was a home run that we witnessed here at Moody. And I'm really trying to think of it. I know I have Jeff on the right of me thinking of it as well. It happened. I can guarantee you, and maybe I'm going back into the games now to figure it out before the end of this game. But it went on to left field. That's as much as I can tell you. Or rather, as we're talking with Jeff here, it was a ground rule double. At least it looked like a ground rule double that Jake DeClerico made sure to say it was a ground rule double. The umpire called it a home run.
So somebody versing the Generals.
So so there we go. Someone versing the Generals were on defense for the home run. That's as much as I can tell you. It was right over Jake DeClerico's head. Who hit it? We shall find out.
Slow grounder and gets in the gap. Petrick with a quick closing time and keeps Maglioza on third base. Mammoths will preserve their runners while they have the chance with no outs in this inning.
Exactly. No outs is exactly what I was just going to bring up. That's big. This is massive right now for the Mammoths. And even if they just get a couple, just knowing that you're still within striking distance in the last couple innings could do wonders for the team's morale. Top of the order as well, Jack.
Taking off on the first pitch. Fake throw by Socorro, and Schaefer will make it second and third now and no out. Ben, the Generals did play the Kings on the 25th and 27th since when Out was gone.
You're really going to put me on the spot. Let's figure this out right now. You keep calling the game. I'll just go silent for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back with my answer.
One to Burkall. It's a little low, 2-0. Mateo's given us 2 hits so far with a walk. Here's Schaefer on second base and Maglioso on third. Flied out. Prince with a run in, but it's rather Robinson over his shoulder making the catch. And the first out is down for Mateo.
Number 7, third baseman, Jordan Nitty.
There we go.
Fouled off and Nitty. Well, no one count?
I have figured it out, Jack.
Yeah.
J.P. Kuzik
Ooh.
from the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners
Oh.
had a called home run out into left field over Jake DeClerico's head. From our angle, from Mike Coriel's opinion as well as Jake DeClerico, who's the closest one to it, it should have been a ground rule double. But it was called a homer. So to answer your question, no, there have been more than one home runs here at Moody Park.
Called strikeout too. Yeah, I'm actually intrigued to watch that back because usually when you're a field umpire and you see the hands go up, you just have to assume it's a ground rule double.
I mean, I guess if it's the defense, of course, doing it, you got to think like, well, it's got to be my own opinion, and it was close. It was a tough time of day to really see the ball, but it really was a ground rule double, for being honest.
Chance here for the Mammoths to get the second. Petrick with the throw, but Socorro couldn't field it cleanly, and Maglioso gets home for the second run for the Mammoths.
And very lucky that Socorro wasn't able to field it cleanly, and the throw from Petrick wasn't a little bit better. Maglioso, I don't know why he didn't run earlier, because he could have easily gotten out right there before the third of the game and to put this entire inning to bed with not a single run to show for it. And Justin Fogel is not the guy that Nick Mateo wants to be seeing right now either.
Popped up. But will be out of play. Nobody knew where it went. I thought it was actually in play, but
It seemed as though I heard some groans from the dugout, assuming that it's like, oh, well, there's the end of the inning, but no.
again popped up. One, two. In the dirt. Sorry about that. There's 0-2, so that makes it a 1-2 now. Outside 2-2. Fogel's 2 for 3 in this game. Swung a great bat. That's the catcher.
And hey, the Mammoths were able to mount a comeback. It's definitely a guy to look out for that Toyota player of the game. I think right now Nathan Lapp has it heavily secured if the Kings can hold on to this lead. But if not, there's some conversations to be had about that award.
Can he give the Mammoths some life? 3-2 count with 2 outs. Schaefer on third. The build up for nothing as he will take the walk.
A real solid batter. Following up here, Amir Cornier. He's just 1 for 3 on the day, but we know what he's capable of. Leads the team in RBIs. Also has a homer, a triple, and 2 doubles so far on the summer.
A pie de cornier. Taken off his Fogel, but fouled off. I think Cornier's got some power in his bat.
He absolutely does. I believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I believe he's going to be part of the home run derby as well.
He's got a home run this season.
This coming Saturday.
I think to be eligible, you have to have a home run.
I would assume so. Well, I know Justin Fogel will be participating in it. He does not have a home run this season.
Never
But I
mind.
know the commissioner of the league and our boss, Mike Coryell, not Mike Coryell, Mike Olsson, said that, hey, I think 2 home runs against Florida State warrants you a ticket into the home run derby, which I agree with. I would say I do agree with it.
And fly out to Prince. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out. Mammoths add on 1 more run, and they make the deficit to 4. We have 2 more innings to play here at Moody as the Kings lead at 6-2.
There were no errors. And Vittori.
2 more innings remain for the top of the 8th. The Kings back up to bat. They lead by 4. And Matt Fator is up to the plate.
Hey, Jackson Cassia is going to be back out there as well for Mercer. He didn't allow a single hit in his first inning of work, so it would be fun to see if he's able to shut out the Kings the rest of the way, and hopes that the batting will back him in these last couple of innings.
Called strike there, 3-1. Casdia had himself a very good spring season with Rowan in his freshman campaign as he walks Fator on the 3-1 count. He made 14 appearances out of the bullpen. He had 12 strikeouts, owning a 2.19 ERA.
Freshman season as well. That is really, really impressive. We've seen countless amount of times where I've let the people know about these freshman pitchers or pitchers in their freshman season in the past spring, how they had these 9-point whatever, or sometimes the 14-point whatever because they only pitched a couple innings ERAs. But it is good to see, and it's very forgiving that you have to be to those freshman pitchers. It's a whole different game at the college level.
But no growing pains for him.
No growing pains for Kazdia, which is a scary sight for anyone in Rowan's path whenever Kazdia's up at the mound.
One showing bunt. And laid down perfectly down the third base line. The throw to first is not in time. Friedman showing off his bunting skills. It makes a first and second, no out for the Kings.
Great play by Friedman right there. It was a good rundown as well from Nitty, and a solid throw as well. It was caught by Schuler, but boy, I mean, it doesn't get much more perfect than that from Friedman.
That brings up Longo with a chance to give some, you could say insurance, but just some extra ammunition to his Kings.
Oh, I like that. Go from insurance over to ammunition. That is a big jump.
And outside, 2-0 count.
Yeah, there is a pitcher warming up for the Mammoths. It seems as though it's Ryan Conover for them. You wonder if he comes in. Kazdia, like we said, no hits in his first inning of work and no earned runs as well. But here in the second, things are looking a little bit different. The Kings seem to be getting back into their ways of scoring.
Inside, and Longo takes a 4-pitch walk. Kings are looking at a eventful top of the 8th as they have bases loaded, no out.
And Jack, the past 6 innings, the Kings have scored 1 run in each of those innings. I mean, you talk about consistency. They don't want to be too overbearing in one inning and make it go too long, but they're making sure to give themselves a comfortable lead over time, that's for sure.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Jack.
Great stat. Great
Thank
stat
you.
right there. Love that. Score is 1 for 4 in this game. He fouls it off. It'll be an 0-2 count.
Like I said before, Joey Socorro is one of many Mercer County College players in the ECCBL. Joe Gamitter is another guy that comes to mind, and boy, they're on fire with the bats in their hands. Both Socorro and Gamitter were over 300 hitters this spring with the Vikings.
Outside 1-2.
You know, Jack, a little birdie tells me that Mercer County College softball did fairly well as well this past spring.
A little birdie.
Yes, sir. Just wanted to let the people know. Came in first in the regular season standings. Fortunately, couldn't get done down in South Carolina, but it happens.
South Carolina.
I heard it was a young team. They're bringing back a lot of freshmen for next year.
Grounded over to Cornier. Let's see where he goes, and he can't go anywhere. Kings get one more run. Socorro gets himself an RBI single.
It definitely is a single. Cornier, he was there, but it was tough. I mean, he was sprinting over I mean, good on him for even being able to stop the ball, and he had the ball in front of his glove the entire time, never able to grab it and ever make a throw over. But still, Amir Cornet is a very, very impressive shortstop, and he shows that day in and day out every time we watch him here at Moody Park. But boy, bases loaded with 0 outs is a tough look, Jack.
Swing and a miss there. Casdia. Blowing by Prince for now an 0-2 count.
Yeah, Prince still looking to get on base for the first time today as well.
Way up high 1-2. In the dirt 2-2. Swing and a miss there. Casdia with a much-needed strikeout. Retires Prince, who makes a now 0-for-4 in this game.
And you could say that again. I mean, do that 2 more times just to save this 5-run deficit and not let it get any bigger. Of course, easier said than done, but man, still a really, really tough situation. And once again, Jack, Kings are bringing on someone who Casdia and this Mercer defense do not want to be seeing with the bat in his hands right now in the current situation that they are facing.
So 1 to Robinson. Well, he's had a great bat for the Kings all season. Below average day to his stat line. He's 1-for-4. Way inside 2-1. Swing and a miss there 2-2. And swing and a miss there, Robinson. Goes down by strikes. And now Casdia with back-to-back strikeouts.
Center fielder Michael Kulik.
That's 2 outs now, bases loaded.
It's a big bounce back. No outs, bases loaded. Allowed a run to come in. 2 straight strikeouts. Couldn't have come at a better time.
And first swing and a miss to Kulik.
I don't know what is happening. He is just being able to have these last 3 batters swing at everything.
Up high 1-1.
And Kulik's another guy who has struggled getting hits on the day. He's 0-for-3. He has a walk, but still.
And a 1-2. If Kulik could keep this inning going, it's a lap on deck.
It's good to know that we'll see him at least one more time, though. Either in a few seconds or in the top of the 9th.
Socorro on first base with Longo on second and Friedman on third. Kings have only added on 1 run in this inning. And swing and a miss. Kulik goes 0-for-4 on the day. And Kings keep their streak of only scoring 1 run in now the past 7 innings. They lead by 5, and we're going into the bottom of the 8th.
The Kings 7, the Mammoths 2.
Bottom of the 8th now here at Moody Park. Jack coming here with you with Ben Chadwick on Jersey Baseball Nation. We both know that the USA game has started at 9 o'clock against Uruguay, a big game, so please don't leave us. Make maybe 2 screens. 2 screens would be nice.
Let's split the screens up. I know
Yeah.
I just had my brother text me saying, hey, are you watching the U.S. game right now? I said, no, I'm actually watching some very great baseball here in Ewing, New Jersey, in the ECCBL between the Mammoths and the Kings. Yeah, please. I mean, we asked you to get your priorities straight. Split the screens. Yeah, great action. 2 of some of the greatest sports around the world. Why miss a beat of either? This is not a ad read for whoever does split
Fox
screens.
Sports.
Fox, I believe, does.
Oh, well, I'm saying Fox
Or,
Sports
I know
televises their
YouTube
games.
TV has their split screens, but not a sponsor yet here on Jersey Baseball Nation.
And outside, 2-1 now to Schuler. Chris Capones came in relief, forgot to mention that, for Nick Mateo. Mateo went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks. Didn't have a strikeout.
Number 3, right fielder Dylan Briggs.
Now the game is in the Fairleigh Dickinson University juniors' hands. Second pitch to Briggs now, and makes it a 1-1 count.
Briggs has been solid. He got a hit on the day, 1 for 3. He's just a 148 hitter coming into this one, so getting a hit in any appearance so far for him is going to bring that average up.
Fouled off. 1-2. And called balk. Field umpire right before the pitch as Capones delivered. And Schuler will move over to second base. Still be a 1-2 count to Briggs.
Tough way to start things off here for Capones.
Outside 2-2. Quick takeoff for Schuler. Briggs gets a strikeout swinging, but Schuler was way gone to get to third base on the stolen base. It'll be 1 out in the inning now, though.
I was about to say risky, but impeccable timing right there from Tim Schuler going from second to third. I mean, base running doesn't get much better than that.
And now brings up Babkowski. Takes it up high for a 1-0. So no team has scored more than 1 run in an inning so far. Again fouled off by Babkowski. Rather, he didn't foul it off again, but Mammoths hitters have been doing it a ton this inning.
Yeah, Babkowski's still looking for his first hit. Could be a big one here from Mercer. Could be this one right here.
Flies it out, hard run in, but made by Petrick. And Schuler not even thinking about going home.
And this is, I mean, the Mammoths have been worrying all day long, but you got 4 outs to work with. You're still down 5. Sure, you got a runner on third, but how much can he really do? Unless some miracles start happening here for them.
fouled off.
And boy, they really have been making contact. You could say that for the least, but it's all coming back right towards us.
It's outside 1-1 now. Maglioso's 1 for 2 in this game. And fouls it off again. Schuler hasn't had a chance to go home yet. I would say the only way he could get home is by Maglioso forcing him in. I doubt Socorro lets anything behind him.
Yeah, not an incredibly long game, but we have seen some very quick ones lately here at Moody.
A slow one and a quick play made by Lapp to end off the bottom of the 8th. We have one more inning remaining here at Moody Park as the Kings lead 7-2. Nathan Lapp will have the bat for what could be or should be the last time Kings are hitting.
You know what I just realized, Jack? Remember when Nathan Lapp went all the way around the bases on those 3 wild pitches and came home?
Yeah.
Nathan Lapp taking a lap around the bases. How did we miss that?
I don't know.
I mean, that is just so bad by us.
I guess it was me first to blame since I'm on that play-by-play.
That is true, yeah. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm calling you out in front of all the people.
But maybe be like a tap, maybe like a mouth, like.
Well, I thought about it an hour and a half later, so not not exactly the most helpful thing. But man, I mean, I was prepping for my interview for Nathan Lapp, and like, hey, you got on base on all 5 plate appearances, but he's scaring me right now, Jack. I won't lie.
He spoils that one. Or still be a 1-2 count.
Yeah, Lapp with 2 hits, 2 hit by pitches as well, and also a walk. He's getting on base in every single way you possibly could.
Outside.
Oof. Facing a new pitcher as well, so I'd be curious to see how he handles it.
Yeah, it's Ryan Conover. He's actually hit in 2 games for Mercer, but outside of those 2 games, he's mainly been a pitcher in 16 innings pitched. has a 1.1 ERA. He's only getting 2 earned runs in those 16 innings, along with 12 hits, 13 strikeouts.
I wonder why he didn't start this game if he was available. Maybe he had a really low pitch count, but
He's more of a bullpen guy.
still, yeah, I suppose so.
Has only crossed the 50 pitch mark this season once. Actually, he's only crossed the 40 pitch mark once.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, no game started so far for Ryan Conover.
We'll still even have him come in as your number 2 pitcher rather than Coburn or Jackson.
And Lapp
Let's go.
has reached base safely all 5 times in his game today. He's 3 for 3 now.
I will never root for players. I will not.
Whoa.
But it makes the post-game interview a whole lot easier and a whole lot more interesting for anyone that wants to check it out on Jersey Baseball Nation on Instagram. How about that?
Toyota player of the game.
Toyota. Well, just chalk it up right
no
now.
poll needed.
No,
Yeah, that's
I don't believe so. Unless even if we get a homer from someone, a 6 for 6 or getting on base 6 out of the 6 times that you saw the plate is pretty significant.
And that one will get down. In left field, Burkhaw closes it down, but a single for Petrick.
They're just toying with him too. Up 7-2. This is great.
Oh, yeah.
First baseman Matthew Vittori.
Hey, Jack, what's also interesting, I brought it up before and you gave me a fist bump for that great stat, is that they have 7 runs on the day. All 7 of them have been across the last 7 innings.
Wow.
So maybe they're trying to keep the streak going.
1, 1, 1, 1.
It would have been great. Yep, there you go. Jack Hemmel reading the scoreboard for you folks. I'm sure it's great to listen to.
It's Petrick on first and Lapp on second. Long wait for this pitch. It's an 0-1. Huge swing and a miss from Vertor. That was Conover's 11th pitch now. And foul tipped into Vogel's glove. Conover will get the first strikeout. So first and second, 1 out.
Number 2, third baseman Antonio Friedman.
The sun has officially set. We are pitch dark here as the moody lights shine on the Kings with their 5-run lead in the top of the 9th. Both runners taking off inside. The throw will go to second. And tagged out is Petrick. What a play there by Fogel to think on the run. And go to second instead of third, where Lapp had a huge lead. Thinking quick on his feet. Got the throw down to second. Magalioso laying down the tag for the second out now.
And unfortunately for the Kings, or the Mammoths rather, that is, Fogel has been one of the very few bright spots this entire game. With the bat in his hands, has looked really solid, and with all the gear on behind the plate, he's looked even better.
One. Called strike. Friedman, who's before this day, has had a really tough start as the South Jersey Kings, but today he's 2 for 3. He laid out a perfect bunt down the third base line.
It's great to see. He had 3 hits on over 30 at-bats, and look at him now. He's got 5 hits on the year now.
I mean, he's got an RBI. If he maybe gets an RBI single, Ben, is there a conversation?
No.
I mean,
I don't think so.
tough start to the season.
Oh, don't give me
3
that.
for 4, 2 RBIs.
Would I be able to connect his tough start to the season with the Kings tough last 10 games? Sure, I could.
Well, doesn't matter anymore. Because Conover gets a strikeout. And the streak is over.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Ben's famous streak.
Oh, what am I going to do in
Goes-
the
goes to
post-game
bed.
interview?
And Kings are leading by 5. 3 more outs remain here at Moody.
The Kings 7, the Mammoths 2.
James Schaefer will lead off for the Mammoths as they are down by 5, their last chance to get back into this game. But right now it's the Kings leading 7-2 in the bottom of the 9th. Chris Caponis threw 1 inning in relief in the bottom of the 8th and still out there. In that 1 inning, he gave up a walk, but no hits, no runs, and had 1 strikeout. Three-0. Called strike. And missed again, so Schaefer will take his base.
Number 22, left fielder Will Burkall.
Outside of Burkhalden, and Scoro got away from him, but tracked it down. Of course, Mammoths no need to try and be risky on the base pass, as they need 5 runs here in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, and each out is so valuable to them right now. You have 3 left to work with in the entire game, unless you're able to come back and score 5 runs here in this inning. So you might as well just count your blessings and stay on first.
Up high. Be a 3-0 count now.
Yeah, 2 straight 3-0 counts as well from Caponis.
Not making it easy. Can he get back in this count? And outside, 8 pitches in the bottom of the 9th, and they've all been balls. First and second, no out.
Number 7, third baseman Jordan Nitty.
Called strike to Nitty. After 8 balls, Capone sees some life out there on the mound.
Got some encouragement from his dugout as well. I heard a couple shouts after he threw that strike right there.
Step on second, throw to first is in time. Kings with a double play, and they're 1 out. Left.
Number 25, catcher Justin Fogel.
If there's anyone to have or put an anticlimactic ending to where we just saw a double play, it would be Justin Fogel to get a run in and then let the game end right after that. Or maybe not.
And a flyout. Kulik under it and makes the catch for the final out of the game. Kings play a clean one. They win 7-2 here at Moody after they've been in such a cold streak. They're able to gain some ground in the standings to go to 9-13-1 in the season. Mammoths drop down to 12-11. That'll do it for us here at Moody Park. So for Ben
real quick, I mean, we talked about it extensively, just trying to find things to talk about in this game, but Nathan Lapp is your Toyota Player of the Game. I know we pretty much guaranteed it, and we chalked it up, but Nathan Lapp getting on base 6 out of his 6 plate appearances with 3 hits, 2 hit by pitches, and 1 walk. And yes, I have that all memorized because I'm getting ready to head out onto the field and tell him all that and see what his thoughts were about it. And once again, you can check out Jersey Baseball Nation on Instagram to check that interview out. Likely early tomorrow morning, it should be posted.
Thank you to DFG Financial Group, Wildflowers and Restaurant, and Northfield Bank for providing the stream today. And that'll do it for us here from Moody Park. So for Ben Chadwick and me, Jack Kemmler, Kings win this one 7-2. We'll see you tomorrow night.